What's up guys, it's DJ Rick Web and I'm bringing back DJ tips. Today I want to discuss free advertisement that you can do as a DJ. So when I was starting out as a DJ, and I'm assuming a lot of my fan base here on this channel is beginner DJs, I want to talk about some of the key things that I did to advertise myself and build myself up as a DJ for free. The main thing I'm going to talk about in this video is Facebook. Facebook is a free social media platform that you can share and get all kinds of advertisement and stuff for free. To start off, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to create a Facebook page. If you haven't created a Facebook page already, I highly recommend you do. It's completely free. You have a set contact information there. It's pretty much a website on Facebook for yourself that's for free. Yes, you do probably want to have a website down the road, but websites do cost money. It's only, most website services are around 10 to 20 bucks a month, but when you're first starting out and you don't have actual money to do that, it's not really the best idea, but it is something you're going to want to look to down the road. Now, having a website in general is probably something you want to do eventually, unless you're planning on working for a multi-op, like kind of what I started doing. I actually never had my own website. I've never had my own website. I go off of our multi-ops website and I have my own personal Facebook page. That's all I use for terms of contact information. And Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, so forth. Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat though aren't really too key yet on getting clients, at least in terms of like weddings and schools. You're going to want to have a really well-rounded Facebook page. You're going to want to have all your contact info on there, your logos. You're going to want to post frequently as well. A key thing to do on your Facebook page is to make sure you are posting frequently. I post videos, pictures of my gigs, past gigs, but I make sure that I'm trying to post at least once a week to 2 weeks so that you have a constant flow of information on your channel. Even if you're posting, hey, I got this new equipment today, trying it out the next gig, something like that, a video of your new light or whatever, just keep it going, making sure people know that you are focused on DJing and it is something that you have a passion for. It'll come through on your channel and it's really good to have that there. Once you build up your Facebook page with tons of photos and pictures, at least a decent amount, I mean, you're going to want to do this over time, but once you start doing that, you can start getting shares. And there's some key things you want to look for when you're doing this. So one, you should be sharing it on your personal profile. Get a hold of all your friends, ask them to maybe share some of your posts for you. A key one to do there is if, say you're looking to do weddings, have maybe a clean picture of your setup for a wedding with a tagline, maybe anyone in the area, whatever area it is, be specific, in need of a DJ for the upcoming wedding season, please feel free to contact me. Your DJ name, blah, 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 maybe a little statement about your company, you're a young beginner DJ, blah, blah, blah. I would stay away from putting prices on there, but make sure you have contact info that people can contact you, and share posts like that. To go even further, on Facebook there are a lot of buy and sell groups. If you are not familiar, there's a lot of buy and sell groups out there on Facebook. It's kind of like yard sales and garage sales on Facebook, sort in a way. So in my area there's like 3 or 4 and I joined all 3 or 4 of those, and I frequently will go on there and I will post or I will share to that page my advertisement from my Facebook page. You gotta be very careful about how often you do this though. Those buy and sell groups, depending on who's the admins on those group pages, they don't like people like that advertising their services. That's not what those were designed for. So I stick to maybe posting once a month or once every other month on those pages, and I switch it up. And I've actually had decent success actually getting people to come to my page or share it, or a lot of times people will comment on your post, they'll tag a person or a new bride or groom that's in need of a DJ coming up. So I've got actually a decent amount of success sharing on groups and having my friends and stuff share my page or my posts that I'm making about my DJ services. I briefly want to discuss free editing tools that you can use to create flyers and advertisements and pictures and logos. So one key one is Pixlr.com. I'm going to put it up right here. This is basically like a simple version of Adobe Photoshop that is just a website. You can go onto it. Now, you can't make the highest quality photos in the world, but a lot of my edited photos and stuff that I do, and add text to them, all the thumbnails you guys see for these videos, I do in Pixlr. It's very, if you are anywhere near familiar with using Adobe Photoshop, it is very similar to it. There's tons of tools on there. You can multi-layer stuff. You can add layers, subtract layers, add effects, add filters, all kinds of stuff you can do on there. It's very detailed, and if you are anywhere near familiar with using it, I would highly recommend you look into doing it. Another thing that most people don't know is a powerful tool to make flyers with is Microsoft Word itself. Microsoft Word is a very powerful tool. You can make flyers, you can make business cards on there. There's templates out there to do them with. So it's a very big thing, and a lot of computers that you get now, or a lot of computers have Microsoft Word. If you don't have Microsoft Word, I don't know what you're doing. But so in Microsoft Word, I briefly wanted to discuss and show you guys my most recent creation, which is my new school package that I just created for this upcoming homecoming season that I've been using to advertise the homecoming schools, because I gained a lot of traction over the last prom season. It did 6, I think, proms last season, and I've gained a lot of schools' trust, and a lot of schools are liking me right now. So I wanted to get a hold of the schools ahead of time here to get them booked for homecoming, because they already know me, they already know my work, and I wanted to get them all booked and set to go. I'm not going to go into detail on this. I'm going to go into detail on this in a complete separate video on my school package breakdown and how I advertise the schools. But basically here on the first page here, you see I created this all in Microsoft Word. So this is actually one of the templates. I will list the template right here. But basically I have the title, my logo, the logo DJ Associates. It has some pictures of me. This has a little tagline at the bottom explaining everything that's in it. On the right side, you see all of the headlines, basically the key things for them to know. Area school leader, blah, blah, blah. Bottom right is contact info, so my name's there, but what's blurred out is my address, my phone number, my email, and my Facebook page. Facebook page, always bringing it back to the Facebook page. I could have also included my website, or DJ Associates website, but we don't really advertise much about schools on there, so I'd rather have them go to my Facebook page and check out the actual school pictures on there. Then my second page, this is something I include in all of my packages. It's just a quick pricing breakdown. It basically explains to them why my price costs X amount of dollars. This is just we'll get into the discussion about this in the package breakdown, but basically it's basically explaining to someone why, if I walk up to them and tell them, hey, your 3-hour dance is going to cost $1,000. Instead of them just knowing it costs $1,000, I like to explain to them why it costs $1,000, because they probably won't book me if I just tell them it's $1,000. And everything's blurred out there in terms of pricing, hours, and all that, but you get the gist of it there. We'll discuss it more in detail in the upcoming school package breakdown video. But yeah, that whole entire ad there, you see, it looks very clean, very professional, and it was created purely out of Microsoft Word. So just something you guys can, it took a while to do it, I will give it that. It took a lot of time to arrange it, edit it, and make it look as good as it does right there. That was probably about 2 to 3 hours of work right there one night, and I've spent probably another good hour to 2 hours from there tweaking it and editing it a little bit before I actually send it out to people. Another key thing you need to work on, this is just a very good tip for you guys, is any advertisements, flyers, or anything you do before you actually release them or start advertising with them, have someone look them over. It doesn't have to be a DJ, it could just be your parents, it could be a relative, a friend. Have at least 3 people, different people, look it over, make sure there's no spelling tweaks or anything, make sure everything is clear to them, that way they understand it, because you're a DJ, you understand what you're trying to advertise, but you need to make sure that your wording is clear enough that someone other than you understands what you mean. So, just a quick tip there. Now, we discussed a lot of the online advertising strategies here, but one other thing that I want to discuss is the actual physical going out there and advertising, the in-person advertising. Sticking with schools here, one of the biggest things you can do in person with schools is go to their district office, go to their high school office, walk in there and present yourself basically. Bring a flyer with you, bring some business cards with you, definitely want those. Go up to whatever their main office, explain that you are a DJ of blah blah blah, just a quick spiel, maybe one sentence, and that you are looking to potentially do their next homecoming or prom dance, and you would like to discuss that maybe or set up a meeting with the advisor for that said dance. Now, a lot of times, sometimes they don't have the advisors in place yet, so even discussing with their principal or just leaving your information with the front office is a good idea. But if you can, try and set up maybe a little meeting, maybe 10 to 15 minutes with the advisor or the principal. Just give them a little spiel, maybe run through your flyer, explain to them why you would be the best choice for them as a DJ. Given your experience, maybe your age, you're younger, you can relate better to the kids. You play all clean music, stuff like that. Just whatever it is that sets you aside and makes you different as an individual DJ. Maybe it's your mixing skills. Maybe you're really good at mixing. Maybe it's the genres of music that you like to play. They fit the same category. Maybe you went to high school there, so you know what to do at the high school dances already. Just key things like that you can discuss in person will help out a lot. Tangenting off that, another thing you can do is go around to all the local venue halls in your area. I'm not really sure how this works in all the states and all areas of the world, but at least in my area, a lot of the venue halls around here are very open to DJs coming up to them with their business cards and presenting them to them, and they will put them out front in like their little kiosks or wherever they have like a front office or whatever. They'll let you set your cards there. Now, most venue halls, you can't just walk up to them unless they already know you and be like, hey, can I display my business cards? And you're gonna wanna talk a little bit along the lines of why you should be able to present your business cards here. Maybe I've been DJing for X amount of years, I've done this many weddings so far, or even I'm a very young beginner DJ, I'm looking to grow in the area, I have such and such experience, I've been working really hard to grow my area, and I would really appreciate if you would let me leave my business cards here for potential clients. Most venue halls that I've dealt with though are very open to letting DJs leave their business cards or their flyers there. And you can take that probably even a step further than that and maybe even leave your business cards at local popular restaurants. It doesn't hurt. The more you can get your name out there, the better. I know I have a local restaurant. Now, take it, I did work for them for 5 years, so I asked them if I could leave my business cards out front, and it happens to be one of the most popular dining restaurants in the area, so that works as well. One last pro tip for you guys here. We talked about all these different forms of free advertisement that you can do out there, and one thing you want to really focus on though is when you get people that contact you to do gigs and such, make sure either when they first contact you or when they book you or whatever, make sure you ask them where they found out about you. And keep track of where people are finding you from. That way you can learn where to focus your advertising at. So if from doing that you hear that 80% of your people are finding you via these shares and stuff on these buy and sell groups on Facebook, you might want to just focus on that and less on the other things we talked about. We discussed all this free advertisement that is a little bit labor intensive, but the biggest thing that gets me gigs especially in terms of free advertisement is by word of mouth referrals. There's a few things you can do to help increase your referral rate maybe. So if you do a gig and you do an excellent job, which you should, you're gonna wanna follow up with whoever was doing the event, or if it was the bride or groom, and just make sure that they have all your contact info. Maybe ask them to leave a review on your Facebook page, or Wedding Wire, or the Knot, or whatever you have set up to take reviews. I like to use Facebook reviews, just a personal opinion. And maybe add in there, I hope you will refer me to all of your other friends for all their events, parties, and upcoming weddings. Just little statements like that will help increase your referral rate. One other thing here, and we just recently started doing this with DJ Associates, but we keep track of all the past weddings we did, right? And we make a reminder 1 year from their wedding of all these brides and grooms, and we send out an email or we send out a text, maybe attach, and we normally try and attach 1 or 2 photos from their weddings, and maybe a little video clip if we're sending an email, or a link to the video that's on our Facebook page of their wedding, and just saying happy 1-year anniversary. Thank you so much for having us as your DJ at your wedding. And it's stuff like that that just keeps in their mind you as a DJ, especially your company. That way, maybe in a year when you send out that, they're like, oh hey, yeah, they were our DJ, they did such a great job. Oh wait, such so-and-so's getting married, I should remind them that I have a DJ they can use. And actually, I think that's a big thing for you guys to maybe start doing, because I don't really know if many companies are doing that out there. I especially didn't think about it until I joined DJ Associates, so maybe look into it, guys. In terms of school referral rates, it's kind of hard to get schools to refer other schools, because I don't know, there's not really much communication, but there is some that you don't know about. You never know. In terms of getting school referrals, the biggest thing you need to stay on is making sure that the advisor for the last dance recommends you to the new advisor. I'm not entirely sure that this is set in stone across all schools, but for my area schools, normally, for sure, the homecoming advisor changes every single year. So it follows up the chain. So normally it's the sophomore class advisor that is the one that's doing the homecoming dance, and then she filters up to being the senior advisor or the junior advisor, and normally the juniors are the ones that put on the prom, or sometimes it's the senior advisor. So keeping in line with the advisors is crucial in schools, because you might lose it the next year. That's one reason why after prom season I contacted all the advisors that I dealt with for last year's prom and asked them for the contact info of the newest homecoming advisor to make sure I would be able to try and at least get my foot in the door to potentially do their homecoming dance. And like I said, that'll filter up to being the prom advisor in 1 to 2 years, and they already have your contact info. And you'll have their contact info. Make sure you keep track of contact info. That's a big thing right there, especially with schools. Make sure you keep track of everyone's contact info and what school they're at. Big thing there. But yeah, referrals are by far the biggest thing that's probably going to get you more gigs. Well guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this DJ tip discussion. A lot of stuff was discussed in this video, and this was probably one of the biggest things for me personally that I get asked on a daily basis, with tons of questions daily about how can I grow my DJ business, what's the best places to advertise, how do I get more gigs and stuff like that. So I hope this video was very helpful for you guys, and if it was very helpful, please try and share this video somewhere that it can help other DJs out there. This was a discussion purely on the free-based advertisements. There's a bunch of paid advertisement services out there. There's a bunch of paid automated email services out there, DJ planners, all kinds of stuff that you can pay money for to help make your business run smoother or to help you advertise. There's Facebook ads you can pay for. I haven't really had good success with those, so I don't recommend them personally. But that's pretty much all for this video, guys. I hope you guys liked this video. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up. If you're not already subscribed, hit that subscribe button. And that's all for this video, guys. My name is DJ Rick Webb. Keep them records spinning. I will see you guys next time. Peace.